I know. My friends insisted that I'd made the wrong choice and that Google Home was a better overall product. I'd pushed back saying I was mostly concerned with the smart home features. Based on the reviews I'd read, Amazon Echo seemed to be the way to go. But as my friends pointed out, those articles are a year old. Whatever. I was just happy with the gift that I'd bought myself. I'd just moved into my first split-level house and had spent a few weeks doing the usual settling in, getting unpacked, setting up my TV, and installing all the smart home crap I'd bought. The upstairs-downstairs Echo pair was the last addition because I had such a hard time deciding which way to go. But, with the decision made, all the uncertainty faded into distant memory. As soon as I unboxed them, I got them set up, downloaded the app, and began pairing all my smart home devices. I began playing with routines, creating my own voice profile, testing the intercom feature between the two units, and generally just playing with my new toy. It was almost midnight before I finally laid down and fell asleep, expectantly awaiting the chirp of my 6:15 a.m. wake-up routine consisting of an alarm followed by traffic and the weather. I awoke in the middle of the night to Alexa reciting the news from the unit downstairs. The volume was turned all the way up, just as I received it, and I realized what a mistake it was to not have adjusted the setting. I went downstairs and told her to stop before turning the volume down. The clock said it was still 3:30 a.m. Did I set the wrong time zone? Or did the time zones not sync? That doesn't make any sense. Still groggy, I headed back to bed, dismissing it as a fluke. I awoke at the expected time, got ready, and went to work. Intermittently throughout the first day, I checked the cameras and the thermostat, not really expecting anything, but doing so for the sheer novelty of it. As expected, everything appeared to be in order. That night, I went through the same routine. Yet again. The unit downstairs chirped at max volume and began reciting the news. This time, however, it was at 2:10 a.m. I was irritated, but told her to stop, and I reset the volume once more before falling back to sleep. The following night, it happened again. Again, the volume was at maximum, only this time, it didn't occur a single time. It went off 3 times. The first time I chalked it up to user error. Maybe I reset the volume on accident. The second time I know I reset the volume, and the third time, I unplugged the unit. I was irritable the next day, and it was clear to my coworkers. Most tried to ignore my attitude, but my buddy Dan wouldn't let me slide. "So, why are you acting like a dick today? Too many TPS reports?" He grinned. I frowned. "No, I haven't been sleeping well. You know how I moved into my new house? Well, I got a smart home set up, and it's been glitching or something. It keeps waking me up in the middle of the night, as if it was being prompted. I called the helpline, and they couldn't find any reason for the unit to be malfunctioning, but they asked me to send it in anyway." He nodded. "Did you try listening to the recordings to see what might be setting it off?" I looked at him confused. "Huh? What do you mean?" "It records recent conversations, like, if you have to wake it up, it will start recording. I don't know. Maybe you have an ice machine in your fridge or something that comes on and sets it off. It's not common, but it happens sometimes." I blushed, embarrassed that I missed that little detail in the setup manual, and excused myself. When I finally figured out how to replay recordings, my hands grew clammy and my mouth went dry, as all sorts of supernatural possibilities ran through my mind. The first several dozen recordings were of me playing with the features and were clearly labeled. Then came the entry from the middle of the first night. "Text not available. Click to play recording." My finger hovered over the prompt for a moment before I summoned the courage to click it. At first all I could hear were the fuzz and pops of ambient noise and the deep thrum of the heater running. Then I made out something else that was indistinct at first, barely audible, so I focused. "She can't do this. She can't do this. She can't do..." Then the recording stopped. My legs felt like jelly, and I had to sit before I pulled up the other entries labeled, "Text not available. Click to play recording." There were a lot of them. Most of them came during the day. Some came at night, but hadn't woken me. Most were the same. For a few moments, it was just ambient noise. Then, the voice began. I'll do it. They don't know. They can't. She did it. I'll show... End. Next recording. I'll do it next time. Next time. She can't. I can't keep waiting. I'll do it. She keeps ignoring me. I'm right here. Waiting. End. Next recording. Tomorrow night. I can't. I gave her every chance to apologize. I can't wait. I can't wait. End. It took me a few minutes to collect myself and recover from the shock before calling the police and pleading with them to search my house for an intruder. Thank God they did. They found an emaciated man who had contorted himself into the unused laundry chute across from the counter where I had placed my downstairs unit. He was cradling a pair of garden shears and mumbling nonsense when they pulled him out. We still don't know why he was there, nor who he was. The previous owner of the house had no relation to him, and well, I'm not a woman, so I couldn't have been the intended victim. But that wouldn't have mattered much if he decided one night to unfurl from the darkness and make his way to my room. Thanks for joining us around the campfire. If you enjoyed the story, subscribe below. Also, hit that notification bell to be notified of our new stories as they are posted. If you have a story you'd like to share for narration, submit it via email, and you may be hearing your story next. Our email address is in the description box below. Thank you, and good night.